This is Trash Talk with your host, Garrett the Trash Man.
Lots of time in the business, I'm just like working like crazy, and like there's nothing more. And it's like, yeah, I just need more time to work. But there's so many other times too that it's like I want to just go harder and push harder and create this thing. But it's like, where do I put my energy? I remember like that's what I loved about football. I realized like I like the sport of football, but why it was such a passion for me when I was in high school is because it like gave me somewhere to push my energy into.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like all day, every day I can obsess over this, work towards this, lift weights, eat right, train hard, go like it was somewhere to put that. And I remember on my mission, I would say that was the most miserable part of my mission. My whole mission I felt like, you know, when Sonic spins into a freaking ball.
Yep.
That's what I felt like my whole mission. But then instead of ever getting to like shoot out like Sonic does and just break through shit and hit the bad guys and blow them up, it was like now I walk along slowly, just spinning, but just move 2 miles per hour, spinning 100 miles per hour.
Yeah. I experienced some of that on mine. You know, and I finally felt like I was hitting my stride towards the end. But, oh, yeah, that spinning your wheels feeling.
And that's what I would love to, well, and a lot of it came about as, like, I was introduced to an ontological way of thinking from Ontocore because I would spend so much time spinning my wheels like that in just the muddiness and dirtiness of just, like, tactical stuff that like really isn't making a big impact, and it's like we'll try this different tactic, and it was like change who I am with this. Like I'm not like I need to be different here, and yeah, Sal, that'd be super cool to pick his brain about.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. After going to lunch with him, I was like, all right, where's the freaking wall I gotta run through?
Yeah.
I was just like, oh.
Well, and that's such a like cool thing to hear too, like thinking of someone like that. Like there's so many vehicles and so many opportunities out there. Like that's such a cool way of life. Like yeah, that's really awesome. And the thing is too, I guess like when I really take inventory of myself, like I know I have those opportunities too, and I've just got to have those conversations with my wife. Yeah. And like I'm mostly committed to you. What do we have to set up in our world where like the time you do have with me, you experience as like I'm most committed to you and our family, and like what do we have to set up to where you can create the life you want to? I don't want to put you in jail like you're a single mom. What do we have to do there? And then okay, let me be free from all that so that's not always like a worry and a thing that's there. What a wise man, Mr. Alcantar. He'll come on the podcast anytime. I'm going to send this to him, tell him we talked about him.
Dude, I tell you. That experience started for me was like ever since, and during that time frame, I took a lot of guys out to lunch and like had a lot of those experiences.
You were going hammers
and it was a grand old time. And I need to get back into that habit because, man, it was great.
Yeet.
But what that it created for me is like, dude, someday I want to like get a group of guys like that together, and we do something like what Elevation Solar did.
I got a discussion to have with you after this. I've been meaning to have him, but continue. What did Elevation Solar do?
Get some guys together that are all like hustlers, and just like we find a vehicle and say, okay, 4 years or 5, like whatever the amount of time is, like we are all in. We've all like
Here's how it's split up. Here's how we're gonna make money. We all have
we're gonna raise a couple million and then go freaking ham, grow something nationwide, sell it off, and then we gonna go do whatever the heck. If we want to do it again, great.
Probably because that sounds like a blast.
But dude, like, oh my gosh, dude, like. I've got like you get that butterfly feeling, that rising feeling in your chest. Like I've got that now just thinking about it. I'm like, I told Steph this the other night. Like it was weird. I had this moment of clarity right before I fell asleep, and I looked at her. Like I opened my eyes and looked at her, and she's like, "Can I help you?" And I'm like, I want to get a group of guys together, start a nationwide company someday. I want to write a book someday. I don't know if I'll publish it, but I want to write one. And I also want to do something where like I help people for a living.
Yeah. That's
In a
beautiful.
sense that like one-on-one.
It's freaking beautiful, bro. It's freaking beautiful. I'll be honest. You know, I had a flippy flop thought on Corey Gregory this morning, which like I really look up to what he's doing. And at first, like the negative and what it is, you know, I don't know if it's saying, I've seen it somewhere where it's like you'll never be criticized by someone that's doing less than you or more than you. Excuse me. And I like that's what came to my mind. What I'll say is I saw a post by Corey Gregory. If you don't know him, he's a fitness guy. Started a fitness thing.
He's
Anyway,
yacked.
Yeah, he is yacked. Anyway, he had and listen to our podcast with him. He's awesome. He had a post, and his podcast is totally different. I don't follow him too much now. Like, I just haven't had a chance. Anyway, I could just tell things were different for him. And I remember that he had wrote a book, and I kind of like, my first initial thought was kind of like, make fun of him a little bit. Like, yeah, this guy trying to do stuff, nothing's working out for him or whatever. He's probably fronting. And I was like, wow, that was quite negative. And then I thought of that, like, I wouldn't criticize him if I was doing more than him. And I'm like, I've got intentions of writing books.
Huh?
And I've got this podcast and all these things. And I'm like, yeah, like, and he just went and started it. Like, he just went and did it.
Huh?
And like, sure. And that's what's so incredible about this life is you've got like as many at-bats as you want. Like, if I decided tomorrow to sit down and be like, all right, over the next 2 months, I'm writing a book about whatever, and wrote a book and then like published it, like, and 3 people bought it, like, okay, I can have another at bat, like, who cares?
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, I want a shoe brand, I'm gonna build a shoe brand, this, that, like, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Love
yeah,
it.
cool. Well, dude, we're already podcasting, we just rolled into it. Why don't you rant? Because you got something to
Oh,
rant
dude.
about.
All right. Everyone who is receiving the words of my mouth to your ear holes.
Hear the words of his mouth.
Anyways. Tyler's face. Oh. Listen up, people. We have got. I can't stop laughing now.
Continue.
All right, let's reel it in. Let's reel it in. Let's get back on track. All right, people. I've got something that you need to hear. We, as in Garrett Larson and Larson Waste, and John Ballard and Ballard Senior Home Care, and Ballard Trust, are putting together a fundraiser. And this fundraiser is for Operation Underground Railroad. And if you haven't heard of them, pause right now and look them up. And then get back to it. We are doing a fundraiser. It is going to be February the 26th here in Snowflake. And what Operation Underground Railroad does is they combat and look to eliminate all modern-day slavery with an emphasis on ending child sex trafficking. And if the fact that I am now talking about child sex trafficking bothers you or is a little brisk and upfront to you, well, then buckle up because... Buckle up, Buttercup, because here it comes. It is the fastest growing criminal enterprise above drugs and anything else going on in the world today. And if that bothers you, then yeah, there's a whole world out there that you have no idea what's going on in the background. And we look to help eliminate that.
Well, and it makes sense, dude. You look at the accessibility to pornography. Now, I'm not taking a super strong stance on pornography either way here. What I'm saying is the science is there that the consumption of porn leads to the need to consume more extreme porn.
Mm-hmm.
Just like drugs can be that way.
Yep.
Sure, someone can just smoke marijuana and never do anything else again. But many times people smoke marijuana. That doesn't, then they get so, they want something harder and something harder and something harder.
Yep.
Same thing happens with pornography. Now, you used to have to go down to your local convenience store, buy a dirty magazine, hope no one sees you, hope this, all that, do it in the middle of the night. It was kind of hard to get your hands on. Now, any of us has accessibility to unlimited amount of porn riding around in our pockets
Yep.
all day, every day.
Yep.
So it would only make sense that the need for, because what you're putting into your mind, what you're thinking about, what you're looking at is eventually going to manifest itself in reality.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and a lot of child sex trafficking, correct me if I'm wrong, is for the use of creating porn.
Oh, absolutely.
And so someone might begin with what would be considered mainstream porn, but down the road, next thing you know, they're down the road, they're looking and consuming child pornography and pornography that's made by trafficked children. And I just, it makes sense that would be such a large growing, because the demand, what produces the demand is so accessible to
Everybody.
everybody now.
Yeah, it's at your fingertips. Mm-hmm. So, Operation Underground Railroad was created by a guy named Tim Ballard. I really
John's
don't know.
brother.
Yeah, I wish, dude. There is no doubt in my mind. I'm going to meet him, and I am going to get to know the dude. That's not an option. Like, we're gonna meet. I'm gonna be sitting across from a table from him someday.
The Washington Hypothesis, by the way, great book.
Oh my, dude, slave stealers.
Haven't read that one
Oh
yet.
my gosh. Anyways, those are his books. For those of you that don't know, he has created this foundation. In my opinion, and from my experience, this guy, like, he's gonna go down in history. Like, 50 years from now, people are gonna be talking about, hey, you know that Tim Ballard guy? Whoa, what a dude! Because whoa, what a dude. Anyways, we are putting together a fundraiser. So what that means, especially if you're a business owner, we want your money. Well, not us technically. We want you to give your money to them so that they can go get these evil people. And yes, I said evil, and I'm going to stick to it because they need to get got and they need to be put where they need to be put.
Or shot in the face.
I'm not going to argue that one bit. And so, yeah, that's what we're up to. Now, details. On Friday, the 26th, here in Snowflake, there will be a presentation at 10 a.m. and at 2 p.m. at the Snowflake Fire Department in their big conference room thing. I've never actually been in there, but I've heard it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And Gary McIntosh, the director of their anti-trafficking department, will be here in town speaking in person to us. And then for all of you business owners, if you have not already been contacted or do not get contacted, consider this your contact. We are putting on a catered lunch for you guys at Ava's here in Snowflake on the 26th at noon. You do have to RSVP to show up, but we are doing that, and he will also give a presentation to all of the business owners. And come with your checkbooks or willing to donate, because that's what it's for. Now, if you don't know if this is a cause that you want to donate to, well, let me tell you it is. Because if you can think of a better cause, let me know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And, yeah, like, that may come off closed-minded, but believe me, I've consumed a lot of content about this and done some research, quite a bit of research. And, yeah, I've learned a lot about it in a way that will, like, I can't unthink it.
Yeah. Here's something I'm going to say to it, too. Don't be a pussy. That's what I got to say.
Don't shy away from it because
Yeah.
it's an uncomfortable topic.
Discovering what is going on, what some of these kids go through, what some of these people want from these kids, it's really dark. And like you said, don't shy away from it.
Yeah.
So much now. And just 200 years ago, as a society, we would publicly hang a person, and the family would go watch. And so you might say, "Hey, we're better off as a society because we don't do that anymore. We don't even want guns. That's how good we are." Now here's a problem. Things have only gotten worse.
Yep. It's all just hidden.
They've gotten more violent, more evil, more disgusting, and it's just hidden. And yeah, this is an organization that is willing to go there.
Oh, dude, they're on the front lines every day.
And it's a tough issue because there's complications where governments don't want to be involved because
They're corrupt.
they're not going to do it. They're not
Yep.
doing a good job at it. So if you want to make an impact in the world, this is a good way to start. And that doesn't mean, like you said, it's the best cause. That doesn't mean that there's not other good causes. Yes, the fundraiser for the Little League team to get new jerseys is great. It's
Mhm.
important.
Amen.
And you know what? You've got to take care of your family and your stuff first. But if we're not all fighting it now, it's going to come to your family.
And I won't share his name because I don't have permission, but someone from Snowflake just this week. Now, he no longer lives here, but he was born and raised here. His kids are here all the time. Was literally in Payson this week. Had their young teenage daughter in the truck, pulls into a gas station, goes in to grab something. So he is literally in the proximity with his daughter in the truck, and a guy starts knocking on the window saying, "Hey, come with me. Come with me. Get out and come with me and get in my car."
And just a side note,
Payson.
sheepdog response, if you're not prepping yourself and your own family, do it.
Yep.
Do it.
Yep.
Prep yourself. I know this is something separate from Underdog, but if that scares you and you're like, I need to do something about taking care of myself and my family, I'm going to recommend Tim Candy's Sheepdog Response. And that's just a side note. It has nothing to do with this fundraiser. Just saying, check out their website. Just even if you went through all their free content, you would be so much better prepared than 99.9% of the people. And not just for your family, but your whole community. So, John, honestly, I've had this on my mind, but now that we're talking about this and I'm realizing how soon it is, we're going to put the full weight of Larson Waste behind this. Our contacts, our media machine that we have, our email list of our customers, which is 15,000 of you out there. We'll get involved with this, people, for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. And listen, I don't share that story to all of a sudden create this huge panic, but I want you guys to know it's a lot closer to home than you could probably ever imagine.
Listen, if you're scared of coronavirus, you should be much more concerned about this.
Amen.
So.
Amen. So we may have been a little upfront and direct, and that's very intentional.
Perfect.
We want you guys to know about this. If you have any more questions, go to OUR, or you can call me. Or actually, if you're a business owner and want to RSVP for that lunch, you can RSVP with my wife, Stephanie. Her phone number is 928-243-0837. Yes, I just gave my wife's phone number out to everybody.
She's also a real estate agent.
Also a real estate agent, and a dang good one.
Those aren't like they used to be. They're pretty easy to find anyway.
Yeah. She just actually gets back to you is what I'm doing.
Love it.
Anyways, yes, the 26th of February in Snowflake, Operation Underground Railroad fundraiser.
Perfect.
Boom.
All right, dude, that's a great podcast. Appreciate you guys listening. Share this with everyone.
Boom.
Peace.